All right, another episode of Conversation After Dark. Tay, what's up with you?
Everything's good with me. What's going on with you?
It's all good. It's all good. Tell people where they can find us.
You can find us at Conversate After Dark everywhere. And if you have a topic you want us to cover or you would like to be a guest on the show, even if you want to be anonymous, you can reach us at CVAD, the podcast at gmail.com.
That's right. If you got a question, if you got a story you want to submit, you want us to read on the air, send it to us. We'll do it. Yeah, we'll do it with we'll do it happily for you. On today's episode, we are joined by Baroness from NYC. Baroness, how you doing?
I'm good. Glad to be here.
Glad to have you.
Glad to have you. So every show we start out the same way. I'm gonna let Tay kick it off.
So Baroness, every show we start off with conversation cards. I have 3 categories. I'm going to let you choose a category, but we're all going to answer the question.
Okay.
So the categories are extreme personal questions, who's the biggest pervert, and the Sexy 69 After Dark.
Sexy 69 After Dark.
Yeah. See, I always want people to choose the biggest pervert because normally I'm the biggest pervert in the room. So. But go ahead.
Oh, are you good at phone sex? If so, tell me an erotic story right now.
I'm actually amazing at phone sex.
Oh.
An erotic story is I have a friend, which I really just call him a phone sex ex, because it is an ex. And I know when I get like a 6 a.m. good morning text, I know what he wants to do. So then we literally early in the morning just get right into it.
Damn, like the Gap Band, early in the morning. Okay.
Nice. Marv, how about you?
I'm actually, you know what? I'm like, I normally toot my own horn on this show, but yeah, I'm actually really good at the phone sex thing. Women often say they like my phone voice, like they really enjoy my phone voice, and I like to talk a lot of shit, so it ends up being a real good time.
Okay.
And the story there was a young lady that for a while we were long distance and we were going hot and heavy every night. I mean, like to the point where if it was like during the day, then we was gonna. It was if she called like Baroness said, and she sent me a text message like, "What you doing?" I knew what was up with it.
Okay.
Tay don't want to answer. Tay don't like telling her business, but go ahead, Tay. You got to tell it.
Actually, no. I'm hesitating because I'm not good at it. Really, with my imagination, I need to see the person. So like I can role play if you're right in front of me, but over the phone, I don't know. There's some kind of disconnect with me, and over the phone, I can't get into it. Now I can listen to somebody talking to me and doing it that way, but I can't actually go back and forth for some reason.
So he could get you off, but you can't get him off.
Yeah.
That sucks.
We found my one little fail. Like,
found your one weakness, huh?
Right.
Found your one weakness. Baroness, you're the guest, so you're going to be on the hot seat.
Okay.
So you're from NYC.
Yes.
How is dating in NYC? First of all, are you with somebody? Are you married? You single? Are you actively dating? What's the situation? And if you're single, how is it in NYC?
I'm divorced and actively dating. And I love NYC dating. The dudes are on a different level. They're very straightforward. I don't feel like there's piss in the NYC dating pool.
Have you been to a city where the dating pool has piss in it?
Yes, Atlanta.
Really?
The pool is corroded. It's murky. It's horrible.
Why do you say that?
Dudes want situationships, or they want the benefits of you being their woman without the commitment. They don't want the title. but they want all the fun stuff that comes along with it. That's what it's a huge difference.
So the guys in New York City, they're dating with a purpose, whereas in Atlanta,
Yes.
they're not. See, I always heard that in New York, that it's like because so many people come to New York and leave to New York come to New York and leave New York because like they come to try to make it in the big city and then they don't make it and they leave. I always heard it's like always a fresh crop of people just rotating in and out. So if you want to get it on, New York's the place to be. That's not true.
I don't agree. I think the difference with New York and Atlanta, New York, like I said, they're straightforward. You know, it's like you meet them. Second conversation is like, all right, are we going to do this? Is it me and you? Where I feel like the Atlanta dating pool, there's so many options. There's so many women in Atlanta, and the more successful, the more attractive, the more money the dude makes, it's like the cockier he is because he knows he can have whoever he wants. And I don't like to share. Not my men. I'll share my food. I'm not sharing a man.
I get that. So how long were you married?
I was married for 25 years.
Okay. So how has dating changed from before you were married to now?
It was, I mean, I really want to say it was easy before. And now we've got the world of social media and dating apps and, you know, people dropping in your DMs, where before you'd meet someone at a party or in a store or just walking down the street. Hey, what's up? Can I get your number? You know, it was that simple. Where now it's like so many hoops and hurdles to jump through. Like there's a gentleman I've been dating where I met him at a dinner party. It was so organic. It's like you're just there having a conversation and you were actually vibing, not the weird, you know, meeting online and then you got to go somewhere safe to meet this person and then you don't really know this person. So I just like organically meeting someone face to face.
See, I was married as well. And I got married before online dating became cool and acceptable. You know, back when I was still single and, engaged, about to be married, people still have some sort of level of shame of saying like, oh, I met this person online. Because it was weird, right? It was weird
Right.
to like, well, how do you know this person? You don't know if they a creep or what have you. But I would say now that I'm back out in the field, there is some advantages to online dating because you can sort of find out if y'all have mutual interests, right? You could do a little bit of research
Right.
because like back in the day, you can meet somebody and y'all may click, but it may take you a while to get to that crazy. Maybe online, you might be able to see a few things and do your research to prevent yourself from getting with that crazy.
That's true. That's true. But I also think people send their representatives. So
Okay.
you meet someone online and you can put whatever you want in a profile.
Yeah.
And then you meet the person, you're like, where is the person that wrote this? Like, this cannot be the same person.
They had their homeboy write it for them, or their homegirl.
They had their homeboy write it for
Yeah,
them.
their homeboy, their homegirl. So you said you don't like to share your man, right? So oftentimes we talk about different relationship styles on the show. We have people on the show who are polyamorous, some people that the whole gamut, right?
Yeah.
So would you consider yourself to be more conservative when it comes to sex, or are you open-minded?
Oh, I'm open-minded. Like I'm not at all what I initially would present myself to be. Like I am the epitome of a lady in the street and a freak in the bed.
So your representative is approved, but once they get to know you, you're a fucking freak. That's what you're trying to say.
I'm never approved. I'm never approved.
Well, that's what you said. Tay, ain't that what that's what I heard.
I didn't hear prude.
Tay didn't hear prude.
I heard she just doesn't talk about it or show it as freely as others.
Right.
I didn't hear prude though.
I got to say this though, in these days and times, if you ain't talking about it and showing it, it's going to be pretty hard to compete, because nowadays, and I mean, we got a show that's talking about relationships and sex, but if you're not talking about, doing the grown up, how do you compete?
Here's my thing, not in the first conversation. Just not, like, let's have an icebreaker, but I'm not in my very first conversation meeting you going to tell you what positions I like, how I like to slap flip it. Not in the first conversation. So I'm not going to be a prude, but we got to get past the initial hurdle. But yeah, like I said, I'm all for it. Phone sex, especially, if you're traveling, I'm gonna keep it funky. I want to know you got something to come home to.
Okay. So that being said, do you have to be emotionally connected to kick it off with somebody to have sex, or can you just be like in a casual relationship and be like, you know what, I like you, you like me, you don't seem too fucking crazy, let's go ahead and get it on?
I think it's whatever we initially agree on. I've been in casual sexual relationships because that's what we agreed, that that's what we're going to do. Wasn't looking for anything more. Even with that, over time, I think feelings start taking over, and then you have to make a mature decision. Are we going to keep kicking it, or are we going to go off separate ways?
So you caught feelings?
I caught feelings.
See, Tay, you all talking about the dudes catching feelings. Y'all be the ones that be catching.
Oh, no. I never said just the dudes. I'm saying it can go both ways, where there are women who can catch feelings. There are men who can catch feelings. There are women who don't catch feelings. There are men who don't catch feelings. And everything, almost everything, I'm equal across the board. So
it goes both ways. It goes both ways. I have a dude that caught feelings. And I was like, yeah, but I thought we were just, It goes both ways.
So did he change your mind?
He did.
See, because you really wanted to catch feelings. Yeah. See, y'all be on that bullshit. Yeah, you really wanted to catch feelings.
Yeah. Okay. So you said you're actively seeing someone now. Are you just seeing that one person, or are there multiple people?
No, I'm seeing, like, dating more than one person. Now I'm only intimate with one of those because I just personally can't. I choose not to be intimate with more than one person at a time. So I'm getting to know, the other guy, but because the one where we're casually and we're kicking it, he has been very clear that he doesn't want marriage again. He doesn't want a serious committed relationship. And I know at some point I want more.
All I'm gonna say is this. You better hope boyfriend number 2 who ain't getting none don't see this, because he gonna be mad than a motherfucker.
I am Baroness. This stays.
He gonna be, oh, you fucking, huh? You just ain't fucking me? Yeah, he gonna be swallowed. He gonna be swallowed. So how you gonna handle it? If it, how you gonna get to that point where you're like, okay, either shit or get out the pot? You gonna tell, because he's been pretty upfront with telling you it's not what he wants.
He's been very upfront, but he's also wishy-washy. So I'm open that I'm, seeing other people, and he kind of throws little comments or gets in his feelings, and I'm like, dude, what is it you want? Like, we're playing by our rules right now, but I've told you at some point I'm going to want more. So the crazy thing is, the other dude is, I'm looking for my last first date, and would we buy a new house? Like, he's talking into the future. Like, he wants the whole package. The crazy thing is, it's a little overwhelming for me. I'm like, whoa, slow down.
So what do we learn from this? Right? Guys who ain't shit, they get the ass. And the sucker for love, they ain't getting the motherfucking thing. So fellas, stop that sucker for love shit. Because good guys do in fact finish last, right? That's what I get from that. Tay, you agree?
No. I
That's
don't.
the facts. That's what she just said.
That's not what I said.
Which one getting it?
The one that said he doesn't want.
So will there ever be a time where you'll transition from one to the other?
Yes. I mean, it will be hard, but
It's gonna be hard, all right. My bad. Go ahead.
you all are making me like question myself now. Because when I go out with the other dude, and he's been so nice and so patient, he's like, just bring a bag, you could stay over, like no pressure. And I'm like, yikes.
Now, first of all, I'm joking with you, so don't feel any type of way. You know, I'm just I'm just having fun with this. I'm just having fun. So these guys that you met, did you meet them organically? I know you said one you met like at a party or whatever.
Right. One was at a dinner party, like face to face. A friend intentionally invited 4 single women and 4 single men, just to kind of like, let's see what happens. And we were all cooking together, and he was a good looking dude. And I saw him kind of flirting, but another woman was like throwing herself all, and I was like, I'm not doing this. And then as the night went on, he kept chatting more and more with me. And then as we left, he's like, oh, can I walk you to your car? And I was like, oh, sure. And we, gave me a hug. We didn't exchange numbers. And I was like, oh, he must be taken. The next morning, the friend posted pictures in Facebook, and he inboxed me. He's like, damn, this was easier than I thought. I was going to ask your girl for your number. So it was nice to organically be in the room with someone, just able to kind of flirt and have a conversation. The other one I met online.
Oh, that's the block. So now we find it. That's the block. That's the block.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Okay, so when you met this guy at the dinner party,
Yes.
would you say that there was instant chemistry?
Absolutely.
So that leads to my next question. What's your policy on sex on the first date?
I try to have a firm no sex on the first date.
Oh, it's firm, all right. Let me stop.
Oh,
Let me stop playing. Go ahead.
And our first date, when we had dinner, and he was definitely trying, and I was like, I don't have sex on the first date. He's like, the dinner party was the first date. I was like, that was not.
Yeah, I'm with him. Technically, that's the second date.
I said
no,
the dinner party was not our first date.
no.
So then on the third date, we had sex. I had to hold out, and I wanted to, but I had to stick to I'm not.
Lord. Well, I mean, what's the point though?
I don't know. It makes me feel better. It makes me feel better in my head to say I did not have sex on the first date. It doesn't make sense. I know it doesn't.
I get that. So what are the type of men that you go for? Like, what made this guy special?
The dinner party would.
Yeah.
I clearly have a type.
Okay.
What's your type?
A little cocky, extremely ambitious. Like my ex-husband was a workaholic. It's almost like I'm drawn to men that hustle and grind with a goal. So this one does real estate and only does consulting like 6 months out of the year because he feels like it, because he's got enough I'm like drawn to, these hardworking men. But then they're a little rough around the edge too, because I could be a spoiled brat, and he will, like, he calls me on it. I need someone that's going to check me or I'll go too far. So when you're too nice, I'll walk all over you. And then I complain, and my daughter said to me, she's like, you may have divorced dad, but you keep dating him. with just a different face and name. I was like,
Damn, that's tough.
Your daughter told you that. Wow.
That's tough.
yeah.
Did you ask her why she was talking so loud to you? Because that,
Yeah, I was like, why are you all up in my business like that?
that's tough. That's tough.
Yeah.
So you mentioned your daughter, right?
Yes.
Children. Your children grown, still in the house. What's the situation?
No, empty nester. My youngest is 21. He's a junior in college. The middle one's 26. The oldest is 30. Like, I'm an empty nester.
So you don't have to worry about, a potential person that you're dating meeting young children and having to go through all that rigmarole. So
No.
most of our audience, we're all in our 40s, 50s, right? So at what point do you feel it's necessary to introduce the person you're dating to your grown children?
That's a good question. Even with my children being grown, I have to be seeing this person for a while. Like, I have to know you're going to be around. So their dad and I have been divorced for 7 years, and they've only met 2 people. Because if I don't think you're going to be, there's no need. Like, why do you need to meet my family? And some will ask, like, oh, haven't met your kids. And I'm like, yeah, you're probably not going.
Yeah.
I have to know it's going somewhere, even with them as adults, before they meet my children.
Now, how are your kids when they're meeting new guys? I've heard sons can be like overprotective of their mothers.
My son is extremely overprotective, especially because he and I had so much time alone. His sisters were already off to school. So he's very protective. So even with the gentleman that I met at the dinner party, who's now been around for 3 years, which is crazy. My kids really like him. And my son, now they've never seen a man spend the night in the house. Ever. Like, now when he would go to his dad's for the weekend, of course, I did whatever I wanted to, but they never saw. He actually told me it's okay if Mr. Spent the night sometime. I was like, thank you, but I don't need your permission.
Right. Yeah, you're in the wrong business.
It's cute that he thinks he does, though.
It was cute that he thought he had to, because he knows I stay over there. Like, they'll call and they're like, you're not at home? You're at Mr. Wood, and I'm like, yes, I'm at blank's house. Surprisingly, my oldest is the most judgmental. She'll give you a hard time, and she is a grown woman.
Well,
And
I
I'm
mean,
like,
most of the time, the oldest, especially when it's the oldest sister, they're like second mom. So you talk about us boys, us men being protective of our mothers. The daughters, especially the older ones, they're the ones that usually can see through, all the facade that people put through when they meet somebody's family and all that. So I definitely could see that. I definitely see that. So let me ask you this.
Yes.
You mentioned that you're attracted to power. You're attracted to confidence, power, swag. What are some other non-sexual things that are turn-ons for you?
Oh, that's easy. A huge turn on is like the other day, my friend came over because he's like, you got too many damn light bulbs that need to be changed, and just started changing light bulbs. Like, that was sexy as hell. I was like, oh, you can get it.
Damn, all you gotta do is change the light bulbs.
Listen, it's that kind of stuff. Or I'm getting in the car and he's like, we need to go put some air in that back tire. It's stuff that paying attention. It's that non-sexual stuff that's sexy. So yeah, I love that stuff.
So acts of service. That's one of your love languages.
Yes.
Do you have more than one?
I can fit all of them in some type of reference. The number one is actually quality time. I appreciate quality time more than anything else. Like, we can literally be on the couch doing nothing, and I would be happy. But then I'm touchy feely, so I'm a cuddler also, but that, and even for myself, acts of service, I love doing something for other people. So huge.
What are some of your turn offs?
Well, just lying for no reason, like, and I call it like the petty lies. Like, why? Like, I don't understand why not just be, and don't lie to spare my feelings, because if I find out, I'm gonna be pissed. So, um, or not keeping your word. That may be a New York thing too. That is, if you're telling me you're gonna do something, I'm expecting you to do it. If you say you're gonna go with me or you're gonna be somewhere, I'm expecting you to be there. So not keeping your word is a big deal breaker.
Okay. So we talked about the non-sexual turn-ons and turn-offs. What's your hard limits? What's like, hell no, I'm not going to do this when it comes to sex?
To sex. Anal.
What? Okay. Can't do it, huh?
I just, and I keep saying not many. They try. I don't know why. It's almost like once I say I don't want to do that, it then becomes a mission. Like, oh, but it'll be different with me. No, it won't.
You gotta power through that, my G.
Nah, that's not one of the things you power through.
You can't power through that, one say? You can't power through that?
That's not something you can power through.
Okay.
So do you have any fetishes?
Oh, I do. It's weird. So I love someone playing with my feet, but I hate feet.
With what?
Like, I love when someone plays with my feet, like massages, sucks my toes, but I almost can't even look at someone else's feet. Like,
I'm the same way. I hate feet, but I love.
I hate it. And they were like, that is the most ridiculous thing ever. And I'm like,
I get it.
See how y'all do? There's no reciprocity in this shit at all. No, you
We're
want
reciprocating other ways.
thank you. There are other ways.
you want somebody to deal with your hammer time, but you ain't gonna
I've
fight.
got cute feet. Like, my feet are pretty and they're soft, but I don't want to see yours.
Okay. All right.
So at the end of each episode, we play a game called Nasty or Normal. But I have a different spin this week. Instead of a nasty or normal, it's a would you or would you not?
Okay.
So there's this thing called electric shock play, where there are toys that you can buy that will send like electric shock for, stimulation on your body or, other things. Would you try that? Or have you?
I haven't, but I would.
Okay. Marv?
I'm gonna have to say no, just because only because, and the only reason why I wouldn't try it is because I didn't have some like irregular heart issues in the past and shit. And I'd be scared that she'd been done shock the shit out of me and then it'd be so we're gonna leave the electricity alone, but we can try some other stuff though. So I'm gonna say no to the electricity.
Yeah, I think you need to stay away from it.
Yeah.
I would try it just to see what it's about. I'm gonna try anything once type of person.
Have you done it?
I've never done it.
Oh. Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't know. That just, like I said, I came up in the 80s. Like, I'm born in the late 70s, came up in the 80s. So I'm a sucker for love. I'm a sucker for love. I ain't a sucker for love like that dude that you got on the shelf. See, I ain't that much of a motherfucking sucker.
He doesn't know. He doesn't actually know he's on the shelf.
You ain't gonna put me behind the glass and break me when you want some emergency dick. I ain't that much of a sucker for love. But I grew up on the Isley Brothers and Keith Sweat. I like to make love. So that pain as pleasure, it's hard for me to really wrap my mind around that. Now I don't begrudge people that do get down like that, but
Right.
for me, I can't fool with it. I want all the pleasure, none of the pain. But Baroness, we appreciate you coming on the show.
Thanks for having me. This was fun.
You've been a good sport. Tay, go ahead and tell people where they can find us.
You can reach us at Conversate After Dark everywhere. And if you have a topic you want us to cover, or you want to be a guest on the show, even if you want to be anonymous, you can reach us at cvadthepodcast@gmail.com. And make sure you like this video, share it, and subscribe.
Also, we have a website, conversateafterdark.com. So if you want to go and listen to all of our old shows, you can listen, you can download, go to our website as well. So with that being said, Tay, I think we talked about enough. We'll holler at you next time. Peace.
Bye.